shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like life, I'll rise.
I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless.
And now we have your beautiful host, Dr. Kimeka Campbell.
Oh my goodness. All 5.5 people in the audience. This is amazing. And we are also streaming live on Facebook. We are on, where else will be Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. So please join us. Usually we also screen to Instagram, but we'll fix that during the break. Thank you so much for joining the Black News Beat. We are in season 6. Who'da thunk? So he's not here tonight, but shout out to Gibby Gibson. He's the reason why you have me here talking to you, okay, and telling you things. And oh, we love you so much. He plucked me off of a rally stage. I was hosting a protest and rally downtown, and he was like, "You should have a show." And I was like, "Well, what would I talk about?" And here I am hosting a show that's an hour long. I couldn't even fill a half an hour. That's not true. I filled the half an hour very easily, but I didn't think I could. But we're very happy that we're here. So we have a lot to talk about tonight. First of all, welcome. How y'all doing? It's good to see everybody. We have a wonderful show tonight. We have wonderful special guests. We have a special musical guest, Kimeka P. If you guys have not heard Kimeka P, she's been on stages all around South Central Pennsylvania, all around the state of Pennsylvania, all around the Northeast. You're in for a treat tonight. So I just want you to know, if you are tuning in, share the stream and get ready for Kimeka P in the show tonight. So good evening, Harrisburg. Welcome back to the Black News Beat. And we are live tonight at Capital City Music Hall. And Yanni, who is our house manager, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we found our new home. Yes, we did. This is a beautiful space. We've got a little bar in the back. We've got beautiful lighting, obviously, that's making me look amazing. And we are very excited. And the sound sounds amazing as well, so we're really excited to be here. But tonight, we are talking about power tonight and power building in our communities and how it moves, who holds it, and what happens when communities demand accountability. Because we're going to be talking a lot about accountability tonight, especially in the climate that we're experiencing in the U.S. From City Hall to neighborhoods across Pennsylvania, decisions are being made that directly impact our families, schools, housing, and safety. And whether we're talking about local leadership disputes or federal enforcement actions happening inside Pennsylvania homes, our communities are feeling it. And y'all know what I'm talking about. ICE is in Pennsylvania, y'all. Yes, they are. Boo. Yeah, absolutely a big boo. Who said boo? Because amen. Thank you. Keita, is that your mom? Oh, Key, is that your friend? Is that your friend? She said, oh no. But I like your mother because she said boo, and that is the sentiment here. Boo to ICE in our communities. We do not, we're not with that. And every week every show we also talk about, just the people. This show is to privilege the people who are in our communities doing the work, folks on the margins of the margins, folks who are not usually lifted up in the spaces that we should be lifting them up. So that's why this show is so important. So we have Tyler Hartl here tonight, representing 1 PA, and he's just also an all-around organizer in our community. And also April Ashe is here tonight. She is going to be representing the Pennsylvania Legislative Black Caucus, and we are talking about our Black History reception that we will be having at the end of the month. So we have, yes, and you're all invited, all of you. Can you hear me? We're all invited, you better come. Don't make me look crazy at the Capitol. Like, bring all your friends, and there's food and drinks. Don't tell anybody about the drinks. Like, this is between us, because they're gonna come just for the drinks and they're gonna leave. So don't tell anybody about that, okay? But this is the Black News Beat, where the headlines meet the heartbeat of the people, okay? So we gotta see what's going on in the country first, though, before we get to our special guest. Let's sweep these streets. Let's see what's going on. After weeks of legal tension, Harrisburg City Council and the mayor have resolved their lawsuit over budget authority and administrative positions. Did y'all see this? Oh, this was crazy. So the mayor says, so once upon a time, there was a budget, and the budget usually gets passed in December. And city council said, we're taking out this, we're taking out that, no business administrator for you, no economic development director for you. And the mayor said, I'm suing you. So she sued, and the judge said, they acted within their legal right as council. Oh no, so now what? Right? And so they came together, we don't know what happened. Nobody's saying anything. Nobody gave any statements to the press, which is fine with me. I like when y'all keep it a little clandestine anyhow, leave a little mystery to the people. But they came together and they found a solution that brings back the business administrator position, creates a new economic development director position, and brings back Gloria Martin Roberts' position over the, what was it, DCED funding? There was a certain amount of funding that she was also over. So at least we have the business administrator position back, thank goodness, because that's a very important position in our city. Additionally, the dispute centered around funding and oversight for key city roles, and now both sides say they have reached an agreement and are ready to move forward. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Because we don't want to waste taxpayer dollars on lawsuits that could be resolved with mediation, and I think that's where they reached that point. So for residents, this isn't just politics. It affects how the city operates and who makes decisions about development, staffing, and leadership. So for our audience that's here, do you feel confident in the direction that Harrisburg leadership is heading? Unsure. That's a vote for unsure. Anybody else? Unsure. So the consensus is unsure, and I feel that because when you have your mayor suing your city council, and these are the governing bodies that are supposed to be pushing the city forward, you know, one has to wonder, you know, what's going to happen next, right? Even though they've reached an agreement. So I agree with that. Unsure. We give it a grade U for unsure. And we're going to take this out into Pennsylvania a little bit right now with another story. In Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, ICE agents conducted a raid that resulted in federal officers breaking into the home of a family. A video from the incident circulated widely all over social media first. Now, if y'all are following the ICE issues, Minnesota, Minneapolis has been all over the news. One thing that has been saving people has been other video bystanders, right? Video folks who are observers, legal observers, but also just random, you know, resident observers who are videotaping what happened. So this family, if you see the video on social media, be careful. And Lord have mercy, it has been an inundation between the Epstein files and everything that's going on with ICE. You can't scroll on social media without seeing it, especially if you're a conscious person who is operating in a space of trying to bring justice for your community. You can't scroll without seeing it because it's all that's happening right now. So this video, right here, and I've been telling, we have all, not just I, have been telling folks in Pennsylvania, this is getting closer and closer to home, right? ICE has been here in Harrisburg for over a year, actually. We're in 2026, February. ICE has been here since last year. So in this home, they burst down the door, terrified these children. The person in the video is screaming, there are children in here, there are children in here. And they literally broke their door off the hinges and then later realized that the person they're looking for didn't live there. Insane. Where's the oversight? That's the question we need to be asking. Where's the accountability? Absolutely. And one of the things that we do know is that, thank goodness, Governor Shapiro is not for at least the ICE detention centers that seem to be happening, you know, going up all over Pennsylvania. So we do have, at least in our governor, we have someone who is against those ICE detention centers, but we need to still demand accountability for what's happening to the residents in their homes, right? It's not only the ICE detention centers we have to worry about. Why are they breaking down the doors of legal residents of our Commonwealth? Why is that happening? So let's keep our eye on that. Next up, we're going to move into media and melanin because I want to get into the very good interviews. So I want to bring back one of our classics here on the Black News Beat. We're going to talk about Abbott Elementary. Season 5. Let me tell you, when Abbott first started, I was like, this is such a brilliant show. Quinta Brunson I know, I was like, Keita's here, but that's not the right one. Quinta Brunson, I've been watching Quinta Brunson since BuzzFeed. Come on in, April, we see you. You can never hide from me, babe. Come on in here. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I was just so excited to see her. But we, back to Quinta Brunson and Abbott Elementary, season 5, such a beautiful show, focusing on our teachers, focusing on their work, but this season's a little different. So it's been funny up until now. You know, we've had amazing comedic relief, especially around the hardship that our teachers face. You know, it's based in Philadelphia. It's based on Quinta Brunson's mother, but it also really resonates for a lot of our teachers around the Commonwealth. So if you're tapped into season 5 of Abbott Elementary, here's what's standing out. District level power episodes. This season digs further into how administrative decisions shape classroom realities. And this is something we don't talk about as much as we should. You know, we sometimes people blame teachers. Abna's in the building. Sorry, I'm gonna always interrupt to shout people out. Abna's here. Yeah, as soon as and it's bad because the light's right there so I can see everybody walking in. Anyhow. So back to Abbott, I'm so sorry. So this season digs further into how administrative decisions shape classroom realities. Janine's evolution arc is also important. We're watching her balance ambition, leadership growth, and loyalty to Abbott, a subtle but powerful shift. And everybody's favorite, we're watching Gregory's development. More emotional depth, less deadpan comedy. He's really being vulnerable, but his character is opening to be more vulnerable. No spoilers in this season. School funding commentary, still woven throughout with humor, but sharper as education debates continue nationally. And that's what I really like. It's paralleling those debates about funding in our country while we're spending so much money on defense, ICE, and other things. The ballroom that a federal judge stopped. Okay, not allowed. So we spent all this money to like literally destroy the East Wing. Destroy, it's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. So the White House is now lopsided. It's crazy. And what else? And gone. It absolutely insane. So these things, we're spending so much money on these things, but do we care about our children? The Department of Education has been decimated. Let's talk about that. 8th grade is being very generous. That part. No, it's lower. So Yanni's saying she thought it was 8th grade, but it's literally 5th to 6th grade. Yeah, nationally that's the average. So we are spending all this money on defense, on ICE. ICE got billions and billions of dollars, and we're like, education, health. You know, you guys don't get any subsidies, but we're gonna spend money literally killing U.S. citizens. That's crazy. That's crazy. So back to Abbott. I'm so sorry. Back to Abbott Elementary. Season 5 feels more confident. The characters are fully formed. Now we have 4.5 seasons, right, of backstory. And the show isn't just introducing us to underfunded schools anymore. It's exploring sustainability and power inside the system, which I love. So here's a question for the room. Has Abbott Elementary gotten better as it matured, or do you miss the early season simplicity? I'd like to know. Early season simplicity, or are you digging into these more complex topics? Yes, it is more interesting. I agree. Abner says more interesting and funny. Interesting and funny at the same time. But you think, April? Yeah. Yes. Relatable topics to families. Yes. That's right. Now she want to talk up here before she get up here. She want to give a whole dissertation. But what she said was, it's relatable to families. And it feels like there's topics they can really cling into so we can understand what we can do in our communities. And I agree. I agree with that. So that's what we have for Media and Melanin. Usually I do 2 or 3, but we have too many great guests and things to get to tonight. So we're going to head right into There's Nothing to Do in Harrisburg, AKA upcoming events, because y'all be lying, okay? There's things to do here. So if you've heard someone say there's nothing to do in Harrisburg, here's your reminder that there is. So I want to talk about something that has become near and dear to my heart. Young professionals of color, okay? Yes, clap it up. Are there any members of Young Professionals of Color in the room? Oh, look at that. We have members. So when I used to ask this question, they'd be like, it'd be like half a hand, be like, I think I'm a member. I'd be going to the events. But Young Professionals of Color is one of the entities that actually houses this show. And we also, shout out to Open Stage, also is another entity that also houses this show. And now, Capital City Music Hall. Okay. And we like to talk about, one, this show in season 6, we have created things to do for people and told people about things to do in the region for going on 6 seasons, which is 6 years, because we literally just named them after the years. So we're in year 6 of telling people, hey, come out, enjoy your community, be here, be a part of the fabric, the flora and fauna of what is going on in your community, flora and fauna, because this is very important. If you're not outside enjoying the community, it's dead. That's it. And we know Harrisburg is undergoing a thing, and there's businesses that are doing a thing. We know. But it is up to you to keep coming and enjoying this city and being a part of what's happening, because we make up the city and we make up the things to do. So first, we are highlighting some events by Affordable Pennsylvania. Full disclosure, I am now working with them as the Pennsylvania 10 organizer. They're paying me to talk shit about Scott Perry. Oh, what a job. What a job. Scott Perry doesn't care about you and your health care. I get to say that openly. It's delightful. So, Scott Perry does not care about you and your health care. He doesn't care about you and your community. He's voting against you. The one thing, and we are emphasizing storytelling, and the one thing that I tell people is, what radicalized me in my district is that Scott Perry voted against the votes for him in 2020. He decided, for whatever odd reason, because he's weird and anti the residents of the PA-10, that he was going to vote to invalidate our votes, even the people who voted for him. Absolutely insane. And ever since then, I started looking at his votes, and I started saying, oh no, he votes against PA-10 all the time. And what he's interested is building his coffers up and having $1 million campaign so that he can run every time, but he's not really interested in serving the residents of PA-10. So we're here to hold him accountable with Affordable Pennsylvania. I am the regional organizer for PA-10. I am hosting events, and I want y'all to come, right? We have our very first roundtable, and if you guys don't know, PA-10 is made up of 3 counties, half of York, half of Cumberland, and all of Dauphin County. I probably did it wrong, but half of York, half of Cumberland, and all of Dauphin County. And that is 750,000 people. Did y'all know that? Yes. And the district in 2018 went from 91% Caucasian non-Hispanic to 70% Caucasian non-Hispanic and 30% Black, Hispanic, Asian, and so forth. This is very important for us because we need representatives that actually represent our district. So anyway, come to our events. The big one, which April and I will be talking about soon, is our Black History Month reception on the 26th. It is at the Capitol Rotunda. Shout out to April for getting us that space. It is from 4 to 6:30. Yes, it is at the end of your workday. Come hang out with us because at 5 we have drinks. All right. And also we have delightful food. And we will be talking about the Black working families agenda in 2026. Because as everyone knows, the Black families and Black working families feel the economic strain first from all of the policies that are being put in place right now. So we want to talk about what that looks like for our Black families during Black History Month. And if you are a Black business and you're an entrepreneur, Entrepreneur Week this year is from February 14th to 21st. We'll be highlighting your business in preparation for for that reception. So we want to hear from you. Okay, I'm talking too long. And next, for YPOC, we have amazing events. Co-working Fridays at Culture & Co. every Friday during the month of February. We have Topics Tuesday at Culture & Co. every Tuesday. Last night was super lit. We had like people in there and we were talking good things and we stayed there till 11 and Elise had to kick us out. She was like, y'all ain't got to go home, but you gotta leave because I'm sleepy. Shout out to Elise Irvis for the wonderful space she hosts at Culture & Co. on North 4th Street. And it's 19 and a half. Yes, there is a half. Is there a half? Everyone's like, is it 19 or is it 20? People don't really ask about the 20. They always ask about the 19 and a half. I just want to make sure you know. We also have our Juneteenth HBG kickoff tomorrow. Yes. At Strawberry Square. We are hosting the main stage. Shout out to Yanni. Yanni, baby, and Power Choice Productions for making sure that we have a wonderful kickoff. And we're also celebrating Black, what was it, Yanni? What are we celebrating tomorrow? Yes, that's right. The arts and how it stimulates economy, talking about hip hop and R&B and the history of Black history with that. And Yanni has some special things planned for us. I'm doing a presentation. Y'all should come by. It's gonna be good. We will also have food. All right, yes, come by. I don't like to throw events without food because why do you have me here without any food at 6 o'clock in the evening? Yeah, we need something to eat. Okay, so we will have food for you. Additionally, and at the end of the month, our Affordable PA reception, Black History Month session with young professionals of color and the Pennsylvania Legislative Black Caucus. All right? So there is something always happening, especially when it's rooted in purpose, okay? That's very important. So there you have it. We've made it through the first segment. Look at us. And we have a lot coming up tonight. Again, Tyler Hartl is here. April Ashe is here. And Keita P is here. Yes. And we'll be right back after this short little commercial break. See you in a sec.
My name is Dewan Dixon. I'm known as Juan99, they call me, and I am the founder and CEO of 99 Characters Entertainment. As you know, with the internet TV, Roku has expanded up to 50 million subscribers at the moment, and that's where we give our channel for Try 99 TV for our viewers and for our platform and talents. We host mashups to roasts to puppet shows, community events. We pretty much do everything from touring to local events. We really have a vast majority of different shows. Our content creation group is our collaborative network where we come together as a barter system and we use different companies partnering together and we use that avenue to give each other more for our dreams and our goals.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Néstor Romero. Nuestro objetivo es el servicio a la comunidad que desea tener su casa propia. Contar con un hogar es muy importante para nosotros, por ello estoy preparándome cada día más para servirles con todo profesionalismo y responsabilidad para que ustedes y mis clientes se sientan satisfechos con mi trabajo. Junto con mi equipo estamos listos para prestarles todos nuestros servicios. Nuestro equipo puede orientarles y llenar sus expectativas de todas las personas interesadas en comprar y vender una casa. Cuentan con mis conexiones, inspectores, prestamistas, constructores y carpinteros quienes están dispuestos a hacer realidad sus sueños. Sí se puede.
Calling all members of the greater Harrisburg community. We need you. We would love for you to join the YPOC and become a part of our leadership team. Would you like to join our board and get great perks and access in the community? Think about it and let us know. We'd love for you to contact us as soon as possible if you are ready. You can email us at info@ypoc-hbg.org. Somebody cheer for us. Oh, we're back. Welcome back to the Black News Beat. And, you know, this is a time in this segment, tonight we're going to welcome both Tyler and April. And we're going to be talking about what policy looks like in real time and organizing, how organizing turns awareness into action. From city governance to statewide legislation, what does engagement actually change? So my first guest this evening is Mr. Tyler Hartl. How are you?
I'm doing wonderfully. Thank you, Miss Kimeka, for having me.
Oh, he calls me Miss Kimeka, and it's so nice. That's so good. I like it, because I am in auntie range now. Thank you. I'll be 45 in April.
Oh, wow.
Thank you so much. Hold on, let me just. I'll be 45. But yes, thank you for that. I'm so glad you're here. You have been actually a really strong presence in YPOC over the last year, which I think is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So we just want to thank you for that. And you recently, no, before we get to your recent position, you actually have been organizing and working in organizing spaces before you have your recent position. So what has that been like for you? And tell us a little bit about, introduce yourself to everyone.
Yes, so my name is Tyler Hartl. Born and raised here in central Pennsylvania. Went to LVC, played football, and studied international business and global studies. So politics wasn't necessarily my forte, but I was always interested in activism, social justice. I still remember, I turned 18 in 2020, so COVID hit. The Black Lives Matter movement started. Senior year cut short, freshman year just began. Life became a blur. So I always wanted to learn more, but I never really took the initiative to get in those spaces until I studied abroad in the Netherlands, and I came back, and my advisor, had known that I'd grown interested in politics, and I came back in the World Affairs Council. Dr. Davis,
Council and Ms. Joyce.
Yes,
well.
Miss Joyce Davis really became a strong mentor for me because she, gave me the confidence to ask questions, to learn from a lot of different perspectives and people, to learn how to even organize or plan events. So I spent the entire summer up here in Harrisburg.
And that was 2020?
2023. So, that became a really key part of my formative experience as a student. And I learned so much about the city, and I wanted to come back and continue to be involved because I made so many great relationships, especially with the other students. I learned, so many wonderful women that were doing great things in their high schools. People that don't even have the ability to drive, that have their own books, clubs, all sorts of wonderful things. So through that experience, I gained confidence, and I was frustrated last year after the 2024 election.
It was frustrating.
Yes, so I was pissed all the time, just
all the time,
because I'm still playing football. I'm still, surrounded by a bunch of other guys, and I still remember sitting there in the training room before practice, seeing a red wave happen, and I'm trying to just keep it together.
Yeah.
So throughout that experience, and also the experience of applying for a Fulbright and trying to pursue graduate opportunities abroad that were cut short by the administration. It was finally time for me to get back into just learning more and being present. So early last year, I just started coming to events I heard and saw, started talking to people. As a young person,
you even canvassed for Latasha Williams.
I did, and I appreciate your help. That was my first time ever canvassing. I
didn't know that. You were a natural.
Really?
You were a natural.
It was an interesting experience to be able to talk to so many people because I was learning as I was doing it, and it was really awesome to see people be receptive because my idea of canvassing was completely different than how those conversations went.
Tell me more. It was different. What did you expect, and then what was the reality?
I expected to knock on the door, and in certain communities told to leave or else. But they were actually really receptive and hospitable. I've had people invite me into their homes to talk about politics or the world or just myself. And some of those people I still talk to, even though you think a canvassing opportunity would be just like a one-on-one and then you're done. But no, you meet people and you be vulnerable with them, and that intimacy kind of grows. So that kind of grew over the last year, along with rallies, speaking at different protests, and connecting with other young people, and culminated in the beginning of my career in a space of politics and activism, which allows me to continue to learn and be in these spaces and be present and share. So I'm incredibly grateful for how things kind of turned, with 2025 being so disjointed and not knowing where I'm going to be, if I'm going to be studying somewhere or if that program's even going to exist, to finding a new home here in Harrisburg where I hope to stay, and so it's just been wonderful.
I'm glad for you because what generation are you? What they say?
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Yes.
We're speaking to Gen Z, ladies and gentlemen. A great representation of Gen Z. But you know, a lot of folks talk about Gen Z and how disillusioned they are with the promises that were made to them. You know, COVID really broke that wide open, I think, for Gen Z. So talk to me about that. Talk to me about the promises, right, that were made to Gen Z about, you know, going to school, graduating, getting a job, becoming who you're supposed to be. Like, those are the things that I was told as an exennial. You know, first of all, there was no millennial when I was growing up. All of a sudden, they're like, you're not Gen X, you're a millennial. I don't know what that is. So we call ourselves exennials. But talk to me about that. You know, there were a lot of promises made to your generation, and how is that shaken out?
Yeah, so I mean, especially growing up in a rural community, you know, the bootstrap idea is really real.
Yes.
I'd always thought, like, if I worked hard, studied hard, applied myself, you know, was out in the community, that, you know, good things were going to come, and, you know, I was going to find my way. But, you know, in 2016, the presidential election between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump already changed, you know, the social life in school. So, you know, it's hard to even remember. It changed
the social life in school?
Absolutely. Politics,
really? Tell me more.
Politics became, you know, pop culture for us. You know, before that.
Politics became pop culture.
Yes. You know, people identified, you know, their identity became intertwined with either the resistance or the support for Donald Trump. And, you know, that turned me off for a bit because of feeling powerless and not knowing as much and just being generally ignorant. But then, you know, get the opportunity to learn more as you're accruing different civics classes, which I'm very thankful for. But then COVID happens. You know, it's time for me to be applying for colleges, visiting schools, and I actually can't be present on campus. You know, Zoom wasn't really around at that point. And
Zoom was crashing every 5 minutes.
Yes, it was.
If you remember.
It was just a whirlwind because, you know, one moment I'm getting ready for my first track scrimmage of the season, and then I never had another practice again. Never spoke to, you know, some of those students, you know, teammates. There was, you know, graduation. We walked on a stage one by one. You know,
you couldn't
socially
be near
distanced.
each other.
No, we couldn't be near each other. I never had an in-person class again. Classes were do as you see fit or are comfortable, and then we just jumped right into college.
Wow.
So I chose a school that, you know, showed that was going to be have a plan for me, because I really needed some structure at that point after things had blown up. But even then, there were still struggles because, you know, we were socially distanced. I'm a quiet and meek person. It's hard to make connections, especially with how introverted I was back then. So, you know, I'm going through school and just feeling lost because I can't talk to anyone. Yeah. I don't learn well in an online environment. There's so many distractions in the world. You're worrying about the health, you know, of your family. My mother was a nurse, so she was going through the several 12-hour shifts, worrying about you know, accumulating COVID or the different health issues she already has that could be exacerbated. So it's crazy to look back on how, whether I wanted it to be formative or not, it shaped that part of my life.
Of
but
course
it's also
it did.
My reaction and my perspective has grown from that, because now I look back on the things I could have done back then, but also the things I don't want to go back to regardless of my external environment. So that's why I also try to be present at so many events and experiences wherever I can. Harrisburg,
because you
Lebanon,
are
Lancaster.
making up for lost time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I agree with that. Okay, so I don't mean to bring us down, but I want to also talk about the future, the now and the future. So you have rebounded.
Mm-hmm.
You are a wonderful, prolific organizer, and you now have a position with One PA. Tell us about that.
Yes, so, you know, through that last summer, I mostly just began volunteering with One PA, and I was just trying to learn more, because organizing, there's a lot of depth to it that I didn't initially understand. So in November, I became official, and then we started getting trainings.
Congratulations!
Yes, thank you. And it felt really good to, you know, as you mentioned earlier, to be paid to be able to go to these events or to speak.
Honey.
Yes, paid. For this to be something that I, you know, can spend time with and continue to learn more about, but it actually is supporting me and my mother and our lives.
Yeah.
Felt really good because, you know,
That's
work
amazing.
itself is just hard to find. And careers are hard to grow.
It really is.
As it is. But
the job market is crazy right now. We saw the job numbers that just came out.
yes. But in terms of organizing, we really just hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to
There's everything
address.
to do right now.
There's everything, and that's also another whirlwind. Is I have all this freedom and capacity to do a whole bunch of things, but I also have to decide like what's going to best suit not only my time, but what's going to best help people. So now I have the freedom to be creating events for Scott Perry as well, in terms of like I want to do education, I want to do general civics, because that's also stuff I just had, even just last year when I was not well equipped in politics, but I had a base level understanding. I still had to learn so much about the representatives, their impacts of their decisions, the demographics of the districts, and who we can target and how we can mobilize people, and why that's so important.
Yeah. And why is it important to mobilize? So you are a member of Gen Z. I'm a member of I said Gen X, and they were like, you're not Gen X. I am Gen X, but I'm an exennial. I'm older Gen X. But older millennial, whatever. I don't like elder of the millennial, but anyhow. But I accept it. It's fine. But no, truly, why is it important for Gen Xers to be organizing and to be mobilizing in these spaces?
I think it's the natural progression of people power. As I learn more about organizing and also history, you realize that there's people that have had to be fighting for a long time with different movements that have passed the baton down to different generations. And, while society looks so much different these days with social media and the ramifications of COVID and how that's impacted our relationships, to me, I don't want to say it was a moral responsibility, but I knew that it is upon us to eventually have to fill the slots that our predecessors have. And with how chaotic the administration has been, the dire circumstances of our world, people need to be out and feel like there's others that are feeling the same way as them, that we actually do have tangible means of changing systems, that it's not just the way things are going to be, so you just have to accept them. I never wanted to feel helpless. I never wanted to feel powerless, or that I'm a perpetual victim when I haven't at least tried.
Amen. So if people want to organize with you, and this has been a lovely interview, would you agree? I've gotten to know Tyler in a very different way, and I'm super impressed. This is amazing. So if people want to, help you in your organizing and be involved, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, first, my new work email is Tyler at One PA. So if you have, questions.
And that's spelled out.
TYLER at one.
The number one, or
I'm trying to remember. Still getting used to it. ONEPA.org.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes, that's confused me as well sometimes.
I know. I understand. I've only been in my job a month, and I'm always like, is it familyfriendlyeconomy.org, .com, something? I don't know. So I understand. But thank you for being here.
Oh, no, thank you.
And I want to give you your flowers. Watching you over the last year and a half, and just seeing you continue to show up and continue to care is inspiring, and it makes people like me who get very fatigued in this work, it makes us feel like going on. So I'm very thankful that you're in this space.
Oh, well, thank you. I feel the exact same way, but in reciprocation, it's inspiring to see people that have come before me, that have done so much, that are so accomplished, and yet so humble, and willing to continue the fight. And that's part of why I want to get more young people out and to learn and grow. Because a year ago, I knew nothing about this work and organizing, and in such little time, I feel like I can at least aid people. I can connect with people better, and I can be a part of something greater at a time where we need that.
Look at you now.
Yes.
Tyler, everybody. Yeah. Well, will you stick around for the rest of the show?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tyler. And we have more wonderful guests for you tonight. April Ashe is up next. We'll see you in a sec. Yeah. say, look at all of you. But look at all of you. Everything is looking amazing. I just want to say, shout out to all of you, the community that helped make this night a success and the whole week a success. I love y'all so much.
Clap it up for yourselves one more time. Y'all look amazing out here.
Yeah, y'all look amazing.
Yes.
And the other thing that I want to say is shout out to our sponsors and VIP. I want you guys to remember this feeling. I want you guys to remember how wonderful it feels to celebrate Juneteenth in Harrisburg. We always want to have this, and it's possible because of all of you.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
possible because of all of you. So thank you. Enjoy the night. Join my POC. All y'all enjoy my POC. Join us. We're going to do more amazing things like this for Harrisburg, for the region, and for the whole state. Welcome back to Black NewsBeat. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Are you having a good time? It's been a beautiful night, and we are back with another very special guest. Please welcome to the Black NewsBeat. I guess we can do a little round table here. April Ashe. Hi, darling. April is a friend of mine, friend of the show, has been here before, and is also the executive director of the Pennsylvania Legislative Black Caucus. Yes. I mean, we got heavy hitters in the room tonight. You understand what I'm saying? How are you, darling?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am overwhelmed with just how beautiful tonight is.
Girl.
Yeah, I really am.
You are amazing. Like
Don't do it.
No,
Don't do it
because
to me.
she know I do it every time I see her. I got to give you your flowers, right? Because I've watched you grow.
You have.
Over the years, I've watched them try to come at my girl on so many different levels. But you have persevered, and you are a beautiful representation of Black history. Let me just say that, okay? And what it means to working class families. Let me just say that, okay? Because we working it.
Let's do it.
Because we working it. And so thank you so much for having me here tonight.
It is
Thank
wonderful
you.
to have you here. I mean, you've been here before. We always have wonderful conversation. But I want to know tonight, it's Black History Month.
It is. Happy Black History Month, everybody. Yes. Okay. I'm Black and I'm proud.
And we're celebrating 100 years of Black history.
Honey.
So tell us a little bit about that history. Like, what's that coming from? Why are we saying 100 years?
Oh my gosh. Shout out to our ancestors and our forefathers
100%.
for, putting in the blood, sweat, work, tears into getting this passed. It started out as a week.
Yes, it did.
Right?
Yeah.
First of all, it started out as an idea.
Yeah.
When you had to meet in silence.
That's right.
Where you could not congregate, amongst your peoples and amongst your friends in broad daylight. You had to learn about and educate yourself on your own because they didn't even want Black history in the books. They didn't even want it in the education
fact.
system. I don't know. It might sound like 2026.
My goodness.
But anyway, I'm just saying.
Might sound
I'm
something
just
like that.
I'm just
All right.
saying, but.
But no, but that's a fact. I mean,
Yeah.
that is a fact. Because in the 100th year of celebrating Black History Month, Negro History Week into Black History Month,
Yes.
we are now watching a systematic erasure of Black history, taking
Yes.
down the monuments and explainers in Philadelphia, here in
Yes.
Pennsylvania,
Yes.
that talk about slavery.
Yes.
It's a systematic erasure, so it's even more important that we celebrate Black History Month.
Absolutely. It's the reason why the Pennsylvania Legislative Black Caucus did pass the resolution 400 to make sure that celebrating Black History Month is a thing every year in Pennsylvania. And so that was passed this past week, actually. Yes, we just passed it.
Oh,
yes.
that's amazing.
Resolution 400. I'm very grateful for that. I worked very hard on that one.
Amen.
We also did pass just some of making sure that we are commemorating, Black history during Black history, but also outside of Black history.
Yeah.
Because let's be clear, Black history is American history.
Say that.
Right?
Say that.
And it doesn't matter if you're brown, if you're Latina, there is a bit of Black history woven into
Listen, you brought it
the
up.
culture. Oh, and because I know we was going to talk
brought
about
it
it.
up.
I know we was going to talk about it.
Benny the Bull 2026.
And let me just say,
Yeah.
I felt as a proud Black woman,
Period.
I felt sort of Rickin'. I'm gonna call it sort of Rickin'. Okay, I felt sort of
I was a
Rickin'.
sorta Rickin'.
I definitely was a sort of Rickin' on Sunday.
Absolutely facts.
Because even though I took 8 years of Spanish, there was some stuff that I still didn't know.
I didn't get about a quarter of it.
You know
I got
what I'm
most of
saying?
it.
But I knew the energy.
100%.
I felt the spirit, and I heard the message.
1,000%.
And if anything, you could not miss what Benito said.
You couldn't miss it.
You couldn't miss it. And if you missed it, it's because you didn't want to see it.
You didn't want it. You didn't want to.
But
you had the blinders on.
That's it. And he tied in. It kind of reminded me of Kendrick Lamar last year, right?
Oh, 1,000.
Same people, same message, same struggle.
100%.
Okay?
100%.
We are more alike than we are divided. And so when we celebrate Black history, we are celebrating American history.
Yes.
And so when we celebrate those that have come before us, we are literally celebrating every single ironing board,
Yes.
every single light switch. You think
Every single
about
people
it.
group that has come through
on.
this land.
I mean, think about the Super Soakers. I don't
That's
know
right.
about y'all, but when I was a kid, I loved to play with Super
Sure
Soakers.
did.
Black person.
Black person.
Okay.
That's right.
You think about the 3D goggles, black person.
person.
I mean, when
Black
you
inventors, baby.
I mean,
Yeah.
even down to, I'll say it, Author Ashe.
Facts.
You know,
Last name
phenomenal.
Ashe. Come on.
Yes, that was my great uncle.
No, pause. Because we got to talk about when we went to the National African American Museum of History and Culture,
Yeah.
and you got to stand in front of that exhibit and take a
Yeah.
picture. And people were looking at her like, who's that? Who's that?
Yeah.
But that was your family in that museum.
He is my great uncle on my father's side. Yes, he is. And even that history within itself, having family pride, but it's community pride.
Yeah.
Because during a time, not only was he dealing with his own dis-ease, but he was also then dealing with racism.
Yes.
He was also then dealing with prejudice within his own field that he just loved to do. He just loved to play tennis, and he and his brother, just wanted to play tennis, and they were met with so many obstacles, but they overcame by still continuing to push forward. And so when we celebrate 100 years, you got to think about those folks. Even within yourselves, you create Black history every single day.
My.
Okay? You create, every time you
That's
wake
right.
up, you are Black history. Your very existence is Black history.
That's right.
And so we are celebrating you, within this 100 years.
And we are celebrating you.
Thank you. Yes.
Look at you carrying on the legacy of your great.
No, just great.
Great. Just
Yes,
one
just
great.
great. Just one great.
Uncle. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And getting to, hang out with you that day was pretty special as well. So we are moving into something very special that April and I and Elise, shout out to Elise, are working on for Black History Month. It's going to be our Black History reception. We are defining the agenda for Black working families in Pennsylvania. That is what we are going to do. And we want you to do it with us. But in this work, we know that as these policies come down from the federal and state level and municipal and county levels, that when they seem to adversely affect the larger population, I don't think it's not lagging metric, but the one of the first metrics, one of the forefront up metrics that we tend to ignore is how Black families and Black working families are affected.
100%.
And in this climate, talk to us about why it's important to define what working families need to do, where we stand, what we have to look forward to, in this climate, we all see what's going on. Like
Girl.
we don't want to. I don't want to ever pretend and shy away from this. This show is all about celebrating Black joy, and all of that. But we never want to shy away from the reality either. So talk to us about why it's important to define, the agenda for particularly our Black working families right now as we see the turmoil that's happening in our country.
We are the backbone.
Facts.
Let me just say that. This country doesn't move without us. Let me say that. It is important for us to understand the power that we do have within the system, because we may think that we don't. But I love to tell the story. I'm not going to give the name, but I love to tell the story of the gentleman that won a race that, one, he never even sought out to do, but two, he won off of one vote. Some of you may know who this person is.
Some of you may know this man.
Because it was actually here in Harrisburg. He wrote his name in. So she knows who I'm talking about. He wrote his name in because someone said, hey, we need an inspector. And he just so happened on election day, put his name in, and guess what? He won. That's the power of one vote. A lot of times, especially in Black and brown families, we sometimes do not understand because of the systematic oppression. I'm not even going to shy away from that.
That's a fact.
The systematic oppression that has kept us or tried to keep us. But we do have Black millionaires.
And we do.
And we do have successful Black and brown companies that if we would be able to come together in a collective manner and set the agenda. One of them, especially for the Black Caucus, is minimum wage.
Yes. Shout out to Rep Green. Rep Green?
Representative Ronnie Green,
Yes.
my girl.
Yes.
Yes, she has been pushing. And also shout out to Representative Malcolm Kenyatta, who
Yes.
also is pushing for $20.
Yes, he is.
Now, I will also say that we have to educate ourselves on civic engagement. And the reason why I say that, especially as setting the Black agenda, right? Because that's what you asked. In order to set the Black agenda, you have to understand the engagement. You have to understand how the law and how policy works.
And how it affects your everyday life.
Everyday life.
Yes.
I mean, I also love to tell the story that they passed a law here in Pennsylvania that if you have something hanging from your rearview mirror, they can pull you over. But so many people don't do that. And we be hanging stuff on there. And it's something so minuscule. But they can utilize that. They can utilize that in race because they know we love our
We love
hanging something,
we like to
honey.
put our little-
We love to do that. It's
of it.
another.
Yes.
Thank you. But it's facts.
What do Yanni
But
say?
it's
Your what?
true.
Your pine. We love our pine tree, baby.
Girl,
Yeah, we love our
and
air
I
fresheners.
know
We
love
do.
me a good air freshener, okay? Like Febreze ain't there, but it is, but still. But it's laws like this that they pass that when it happens to us, we're surprised.
Yes, we are.
But because we're not engaged or we just don't know.
Yeah.
But this is why I love your platform. I love YPOC having Topics Tuesdays and the different entities that are out there that are trying to educate. I implore each and every one of you, get involved.
Absolutely.
I mean, when it comes to the agenda, you got minimum wage, you got affordable housing. We have legislation right now within our caucus that would preserve 25% for low-income housing on all new developments, no matter where they are. Because a lot of times, because a lot of times, folks with the market nowadays, they can't even afford an efficiency. An efficiency is like $1,200
in Pennsylvania.
And every day, with the minimum wage being $7.25. Now make it make sense.
That's your whole paycheck.
Come on, girl, that ain't even
a paycheck.
That's the paycheck, and then the next paycheck,
And the next paycheck.
and the next paycheck,
Yes.
and that is something that we can no longer afford. You know, with things that are happening on the federal level.
My.
Lord, listen,
Talk
I
about
literally just looked at a $500 bill, a heat bill, like, and that is a real thing. And so we are talking about protection, consumer protections in order for that as well. We have bills out there
Even
for
though
that.
they've taken away some consumer protections at the federal level.
And even I'll even say this, and that's something that I appreciate Governor Shapiro for. The Black Caucus sat down with him last week after his budget.
Yes.
And we talked to him about these very things. How are we going to keep the costs down for the everyday consumer? And that's one of the things that his working group is looking into. And we are putting out bills in order to make sure that, listen, Pennsylvania is different, right? We don't have the luxury like New York has of a supermajority. We don't have what Maryland has of having both the House as well as the Senate. So we have to be able to work together with people on both sides of the aisle. But that's going to take all of us to be able to do that.
Absolutely right. Absolutely
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you can clap for that. That's good. So talk to us about what the future looks like for Black families in Pennsylvania. I'll throw out one so that we're not, we're gonna put it all on you. But I think some of the things that we should be fighting for Black families, in addition to housing, in addition to a fair wage, is healthcare. And the costs of healthcare not only have they ballooned out of control, but people tend to think that it's a luxury instead of a right. It's a luxury instead of a right. So what is that looking like? And again, Black and brown families are the first ones to feel that heat when we have folks like Scott Perry who continually vote against affordable care, vote against monies coming into our district for infrastructure upgrades, all the things he voted against our seniors and our veterans. So all of which cross sections with Black working families. So what do we do, and how do we move forward with advocating for ourselves in that space?
It's so important, and I love what you said. How do we advocate for ourselves? Because advocating is something messaging is something that we need.
Yes.
And it's going to take all of us. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. If you believe that everyone deserves to have that American dream that we so-called parade around, then guess what?
It is a parade, honey, at some point.
It is. Sometimes it is, because it's like the carrot dangling in front of the carrot. Like, it's like you think you're gonna get it, and then they move the goalpost. You think you're gonna get it, and then they move it again. And so what it's going to take is for us to be able to come together and stand in our vote. That vote, I'm telling you, that vote, putting candidates in the right position. It's one of the things that I will say, for some folks, one party does have it better than the other. They know how to strategically place at every single level, whether it's the school board, whether it is county, whether it's judicial. They know how to strategically place people in the position in order for them to go the long haul. We need that same strategy. We need that same messaging. We need transparency, but we also need policy that makes sense, right? So we also have a tax credit right now that we just put through. It would provide the earned income tax credit, not only for working class families, but also for teachers as well. We're increasing it, okay? We are also, you talked about childcare.
Yes.
Childcare staffing and recruiting is so hard to find. It is so hard because
there is no pipeline.
There is no. And the cost. I mean, when you think about the cost that it takes for an infant to go to daycare, I am choosing whether or not I'm going to put my job in jeopardy or take care of my child. I should never.
Are you going to pay your mortgage or take care of your child? Yeah. You're going to pay your car note or take care of your child.
Am I going to eat?
You're going to eat. You're going to have groceries.
And then if I'm eating, the baby got to eat before I do.
Yeah, baby got to eat.
Okay,
End of the song? Okay, all right.
So because of that, Governor Shapiro, last year, we in the House of Reps, shout out to Chairman Jordan Harris of Appropriations. We included $25 million for child care staff and recruitment, along with retention, so we can build that pipeline.
Amen.
And so those are some of the working policies, that are actually
Policies that have to make sense.
that make sense.
That's right.
And as our wonderful governor says, that gets it done.
He likes to get it done, honey.
He likes to get it done. So we're going to get it done, right?
That's right.
We're going to get it done. And then, of course, we have House Bill 1500. I love to bring this up because this is about labor and wages. And this talks about raising that minimum wage. Now, we would love to just say, we're going to raise it up to $15 or we're going to raise it up to $20 because we understand. However, guess what? A lot of businesses wouldn't be able to afford it, and it actually would bankrupt them. So, but that's a part of the civic engagement that a lot of folks don't understand. So when you still see PA at 725 and you're wondering, oh, you just don't care about us, that's not true. The truth of the matter is, it is how do we get everybody to the same level of wage without bankrupting our small businesses. Our small businesses, shout out to small businesses.
Absolutely.
They are the backbone of this corner of this Commonwealth. There's no way they would be able to pay $20, at a minimum wage if they were not making gazillions of dollars. And then we also have a corporate income tax of 10%. So there's a lot that goes into that small business, that they have to be responsible for. And so working and understanding that when we're building that agenda.
And this is a very different story for small businesses versus very large 100-millionaire businesses, corporations.
Absolutely.
It's not the same story. They can afford it. These small businesses cannot.
Yes, Walmarts and the and the Targets, they can afford $20. It's a drop in the bucket. But now you start talking about our local
restaurants.
Your local restaurant.
Yeah.
Just think, shout out to Justin Coleman of Men in the Kitchen. But think if Men in the Kitchen started doing that and they just opened up that space. It would be very tough. I don't know what he's paying, folks. I'm just saying that he might be paying them $20. I don't know. But I'm just using that as an example. What if he couldn't and we put that on him? Now his company would be in jeopardy of being able to pay for folks. And that would actually take money out of people's mouths and put it in.
A business out of the economy.
100%. And that's the last thing that we want to do.
Wow. This has been enlightening. So what can we, so first, April and I have talked to you about all the different things for working families, which includes our small businesses. Will you guys join us on the 26th to talk about this agenda further? Yes. We really need that. We need you there. We need you to show up in numbers, invite your friends, invite your family, because this is about defining this for us, by us, particularly during Black History Month. April, if folks want to get involved with any of the work that you just talked about, how can they reach out to you? Can they reach out to the caucus? How can they do that?
Absolutely. We have a few platforms that you can reach out to us on. We're on Facebook, PA Legislative Black Caucus. We're also on Instagram at PA Leg Black Caucus. And then you can also email the caucus at plbc@pahouse.net.
April Ashe, everyone.
Thank you so much for having me.
This has been amazing.
Thank you.
This has been amazing. I don't even want to leave, but we do have a very special guest coming up. We have one more. Will you stick around with us to listen to Kita P?
You know I will.
Absolutely. We'll be right back after this short break. See you in a sec.
I served in the Air Force for 23 years. I was proud to stand for my country. But I'm not going to stand for what Congressman Scott Perry is doing in Washington. He's forgotten about us. Perry voted to cut health care that veterans rely on. That's just not right. We deserve our health care, and Congressman Perry is trying to take it away to give more tax cuts to billionaires. That's just cruel. I'm an independent. I care about issues that impact veterans. I wish Congressman Perry would stand with us.
Helen Peguero is a Latina teacher with a specialization in bilingual special education. With a passion for supporting children from immigrant families, she helps them embrace their identities amidst the diverse cultural landscape of the U.S. Her bilingual children's book, Elena and Her Curly Adventures, aims to teach young readers the importance of self-love and acceptance. Through her work, she empowers children to celebrate their uniqueness and thrive in a multicultural world. To purchase Elena and her curly adventures, you can visit Amazon or www.helenpeguero.com.
Now we are to one of the most special parts of the Black News Beat. We are here in Culture and Creativity with one of our premier artists in the region, Miss Keita P. How are you?
Doing well. I can't complain.
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
And you just happy you. You are probably one of the most joyous, looking at your work on the internets and just seeing you in different spaces. You're such a Zen person as an artist, and I'm just happy that you're here. So thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me. And also, yeah, you were like the first interview I had, I think, when I first moved back from New York to
What?
PA. Yeah, in 2021.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That makes me very happy. So tell us, what have you been up to since you first came to the Black News Beat? Because you are a friend of the show. And so what's been going on with you? You've been doing some amazing work. So tell us a little bit about it.
Well, thank you. I actually have been just trying to find my lane, or like what feels comfortable for me, for the things I want to do, and the things that I am working on are just like I'm continuing to produce and make my music and release. I have a few releases coming, doing shows. And also, since 2018, I've curated my own show.
Wow.
Called New Underground: Art, Food, Music, and Dopeness. And I've been doing it here since 2022. And then, just life and just trying to find my balance. I was able to finally do it again, full throttle, and get a lot of footage at Black Friday of 2025 at Collab Create, collaborating with local business, local Black business. And then basically it's just a 3-hour event that I really wanted to use as filling in the gap between artists and the community. Visual artists per se, they have there's a lot of people we know that are visual artists that would love to see their things in galleries, but they can't, or they don't have access to. And then there's a lot of people, I've been to galleries before where people want something and this is $6,000, I'll just dream about it. And it creates a gap where artists are disconnected and where people are disconnected, thinking it's above what they're able to even experience. And so this is like a gallery, or I usually have 1 or 2 visual artists featured, and there is a raffle you could probably win, but it's usually focused on the artists. I usually perform because it's my show, and I also feature either 1 or 2 other acts locally or people I know. And then there's food that is catered, and it's done well. It's curated for the event. And the last time we had Chef Eli, so he was amazing.
We love Chef Eli.
Yes.
Shout out to Chef Eli.
Question though, Chef Eli, if you're watching, were there chicken croquettes or were those salmon croquettes?
He's not going to tell you either.
Okay. But yes, and so I'm creating that as a series. So the next one will be May 9th at the same place, Collab Create.
Oh, yay!
For 2026.
Shout out to Collab Create, shout out to Ivan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And with that, it's just, I planned it where, it'll be right before things start to pop off, 2 weeks before the Arts Fest, and then the Juneteenth stuff will start popping off. And so I just figured it'd be a nice opening to that season. And then additionally, I unveiled my concept of HBG Glides, which is a roller skate rink that's an entertainment complex. I need funding. I need a lot of things.
Get her some money.
But
we want to roller skate.
The idea is to be based here in Harrisburg, particularly in Dauphin County.
Absolutely.
It could be in a neighboring county, but really in central PA where I grew up, and this is where I'm from. And think of not to piggyback, but it's to give a good visualization, like New Underground is going to be the staple event of HBG Glides, but it'll be community, it'll be youth programming, and it'll be artists, and it'll also be like a homegrown gallery. And so that's what I'm building right now, and just looking for, funding here and there, and looking for guidance, and talking to SBA, and trying to get that together, because there's a revitalization happening in Harrisburg that I totally want to be a part of, but these conversations really get me sometimes, like watching them, and watching the developers speak, or people come in and like just disregard the real issue we have downtown with parking. Like that's a real thing, and like
It's the realest thing.
It's a real thing, and so my whole goal is just to continue to do what I do, which is sing. I just want to make sure I always have a space to sing, so there is a little self-interest there, but also bringing people together. And every time I do a New Underground, I would have to say the love that just like swells up in the atmosphere, the vibe, like it's really great. It's curated by me, and the people, the right-minded people come, they experience, and art, food, music, and dopeness.
Art, food, music, and dopeness. Y'all didn't clap for that? That's crazy. All right. Keita, I think we're ready for you to perform, so we're going to take a short... Are you ready?
No.
You ready? You're not ready?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not right this second. But,
Oh, yeah.
but you're ready if we take a little break and come
Yeah.
back to you. We get a little water, get a little something to drink. You drink. There's the bars open. But shout out to the bar. Shout out to Capital City Music Hall. We're in a new space tonight for Black NewsBeat, and it is working out beautifully. Shout out to security. They're here holding us down. Thank you for moving our tables and stuff down here. It was very nice of them. And we'll be right back after this short break, because we're going to hear from Keita P.
La Tiendita is Harrisburg's premier store for everything Ecuador. In this store, you will find a variety of cultural and traditional products and ingredients like chocolate that you can't find anywhere else in Harrisburg. La Tiendita also ships packages directly to Ecuador. If you have any family or friend, you can also do a direct money wire transfer to their bank account in Ecuador. La Tiendita is open every morning at 8:30 a.m. and you can find them at 3126 Sycamore Street, right here in Harrisburg.
Ever felt the clear calling to make a change or stand up for what's right?
My name is Dewan Dixon. I'm known as Juan 99, they call me, and I am the founder and CEO of 99 Characters Entertainment. As you know, with the internet TV, Roku has expanded up to 50 million subscribers at the moment, and that's where we give our channel for Try 99 TV for our viewers and for our platform and talents. We host mashups to roasts to puppet shows, community events. We pretty much do everything from touring to local events. We really have a vast majority of different shows. Our content creation group is our collaborative network where we come together as a barter system, and we use different companies partnering together, and we use that avenue to give each other more for our dreams and our goals.
Oh, you can't hear me, huh? How about now? Oh, this your moment, hey, not right now. If you a hating nigga, please pipe down. Cause I don't know if it's we the beat, this bitch too loud. I was down bad, I ain't had no cash. Now these hoes mad cause the camera lights flash. I was down bad, I ain't had no cash. Now these hoes mad cause the camera lights flash. Bitch, I'm a boss. I only focus on comments and stress when I'm taking a loss. Round of applause. I see these hoes double back as soon as they see what it.
Keita P. said over and over and over and over again, I wanna be more than friends. I wanna be more than friends. Memories are like people, but they can live forever. If you remember me, when we met, it was forever. I'm in the zone, not the one I wanna be in. When we're not alone, it's hey, this is my friend. It's in my mind and with my heart, I'm thinking like, what kind of friend? 'Cause we've been intimate, intimate, intimate over and over again, babe. Over and over and over and over again. I said over and over and over and over again, babe. I wanna be more than friends. I wanna be more than friends. I wanna be a boo. Folks don't know my real name. I wanna be with you, you know, in that real way. 'Cause in my mind and with my heart, this is a love of a lifetime. And you can come to me, come to me, come to me with your peace of mind. I said over and over and over and over again. I said over and over and over and over again, babe. I wanna be more than friends. I wanna be more than friends. I wanna be more than friends, babe. Memories are like people, but they can live forever. If you remember, when we met, it was forever. Over and over again. I wanna be more than just friends, babe. I wanna be more than friends. I wanna be more than friends. Wanna be more than friends. Thank you.
La Tiendita is Harrisburg's premier store for everything Ecuador. In this store, you will find a variety of cultural and traditional products and ingredients like chocolate that you can't find anywhere else in Harrisburg. La Tiendita also ships packages directly to Ecuador. If you have any family or friend, you can also do a direct money wire transfer to their bank account in Ecuador. La Tiendita is open every morning at 8:30 a.m. and you can find them at 3126 Sycamore Street right here in Harrisburg.
just gonna apply some pressure, okay?
When minutes matter, you have the power to save a life. Learn more at minutesmatter.upmc.com.
Here we are in Last Laugh. We've had an amazing show, have we not? I mean, just from Tyler to April to Keita P. Keita P! And I just want to say, shout out to the audience. Clap for yourselves, big up yourselves. You guys were amazing tonight. And as we wrap up, I just want to say, you should be kind to yourselves. You are the beloved community, and we are here because of you. We're here because of you. And we love you so much. And Black NewsBeat would be nothing without all of you. But I just have one question before I wrap this up. Who wants to hear again from Keita P? Yeah. I thought so. So we're gonna welcome her back. We're gonna have to get her right mic because this ain't the mic for her. But we want to hear again from Keita P.
We all have a future that we wanna touch, that we wanna feel. In order to make it real, I put you there, I put you there, and I dream that you are my future, 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 future. You are my future. No longer an individual. Soon you will be with me. I will be with you. We will be the future. Future, yeah. Future, yeah. Future, yeah. Future, yeah. Future. My future. I have dreams, but not without you. No, no. I have dreams, but they're not real. No, no. If you're not there, a future without you could never be true. 'Cause you are my future. You're something I can touch. You're something I can feel. Tangible, real. You are my future. Future, yeah. Future, yeah. Future, yeah. Future, yeah. You are future. You are my future. You are my. You are my. You are my
Thank you.